Hi. Give me 2 seconds to do one little thing. Okay, let me test this real quick. Okay, that's working. Let's see. Okay, so I cleaned my room, as you guys can see. You're welcome. Where the heck did this window go? Okay, so I cleaned my office just enough to not have to use the backdrop today because I was watching the stream from last night and I was watching the stream last night and I thought the backdrop was too much. I just thought it was a little distracting. It wouldn't have been had I just had like a normal blank black chat overlay like I originally planned on, but I got a little carried away making all like the stream elements myself, so it ended up looking really cool, but that green I thought just really clashed with like the green and purple overlay texture, so I cleaned up just enough to shoot in my office. I've just literally pushed all my stuff to that side of the room, so y'all can't see it. So yesterday I started having connection problems, and I was only halfway through all of these episodes, so I decided to just end it and then do the other half today. I don't really want to start streaming regularly. I think it just takes too much of my time. Too much prep work goes into it. And I never like really wanted to be a streamer. Ideally, I would just like to just make my comic and make a living off of that. But it's hard to do. Streaming would be more of a way to get attention to my comic. So this is really just like probably a special one-time event. But I will maybe stream a drawing tutorial later. I'm still not sure about that. I like that just doing lives is less work because then I don't have to go back and edit stuff later. But then you don't really have like a succinct video, and you have to listen to a lot of ums from me and a lot of me just going on tangents and stuff, so I should probably just make like an edited video for a drawing tutorial. But maybe I'll just like do a little poll or a question prompt in my Instagram stories to let people ask specifically what they want from me in a drawing tutorial. It would be about drawing fat characters, fat people, plus size, chubby, whatever. That's what I'm known for, so one of my most requested pieces of content is just a drawing tutorial. And I do have a little TikTok I made with tips about drawing plus size people, but it's more of me just like ranting than really like giving good advice. And the time lapse isn't that great for demonstrating drawing fat characters because since I've done it for so long, I don't really need to start like, I don't know how to explain it. I break people down, and I break people and things and places, animals, whatever, into basic shapes. and I have like a skeleton, and then I have basic shapes, and then you do the rendering and stuff. But I don't have to start with the skeleton necessarily, or much of one anymore. I do the skeleton, and then I don't really have to like add the basic shapes in. I can do kind of like the outline of the shapes. Just because I've been doing it for so long, I can kind of skip that part. So in that time lapse I posted, I skipped that part, and then I go back at the end to kind of show people like how the basic shapes would be laid out and would look. So I definitely need to do like a real tutorial. And there's a lot of pretty good drawing tutorials that are just like drawn out, just like still images. Videos, there are a few, I don't know like how good they are. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not like, they don't get into like the nitty gritty, you know? So there is one book, there's like literally only one book on drawing fat people that exists as far as I know, and it's Fat and Skin Folds, and it's part of the Morpho Anatomy series. It's like this tiny little book. It's only like $12. But I still think that's the best resource. I would point people there. I'd probably point people there first and then come to me after, because I don't think I could do it any better than that book does it. So really my tutorial would just maybe kind of be like how I draw my specific characters. I mean, I guess the advantage of me doing one is that it's free. You don't have to buy a book, but $12, what's that, like 2 coffees? You know, that's nothing nowadays. So anyways, this will probably be the last live stream I do for a long time, maybe till like the next anniversary of Erin Milo. I'm really just gonna save it for like special occasions. So there we go. Okay, I had to fix the mic. Everything looks good as far as YouTube stream goes. Hopefully we don't drop connection again. I plan on just picking up where I left off last time. So we were on episode 14. And I rearranged the windows because I was watching it back and I'm like, why in the world did I put like the main thing we're looking at on the left side of the screen? So now for me it's like on the right side, because all of my stuff is kind of set up in a weird way just to make sure it looks good on your end. So we've got the comic in the middle, and then we have the tier list here on the left. So we did episode 1, which was D, episode 2, which is also D. Hold on, I don't quite remember the numbers off my head. Like, I remember the images, but I don't remember which number they are. Okay, so episode 3 was A. Episode 4 was also A. Episode 6 was B. Episode 7 was B. Episode 8 was A. Episode 9 was also A. Episode 10 got C. Episode 11 got S tier. And these will probably change as I go through the episodes. And we had just finished episode 13. So now we are on to episode 14. And I realized today in this stream the episodes are going to get a little more spicy, so it should be okay though. So Milo just recounted how he had seen Erin in the store first in like in episode 2. He was there the whole time and he saw her. So, but he got too scared, he chickened out, and he didn't ask her out or talk to her or anything. And then she crashed into him, and it was love at first sight, and you guys know the story. So, episode 14. I think at first I just had them like standing and talking, but I thought that'd be really boring, so um, thought I'd have them sit in the back of his car. He had too many mozzarella sticks, so he gave her some. I really love the mozzarella helicopter. Oh my gosh, I hand drew the pattern on his shirt, that plaid. It looks good, but I'm probably never gonna do that again. It just takes up way too much time. I'm probably not gonna edit these episodes that much. Um, there's not too much I would redo. Get a little hint, a little bit of lore right here, a little foreshadowing. Or no, that's not foreshadowing. That's just like a little hint at his background. I did a pretty good job with the shading on this episode, I thought, because it's like right before nighttime, so the lighting's kind of weird. There's a lot more shadows than there would be. Oh, if you guys are wondering why all of Milo's shirts are very like suction to him, basically, where you can see like his moves and his belly. Like normally a shirt would just be kind of like draped over his body, but I did this because I wanted to. I did it that way. I mean, you see it in a bunch of other comics. Like everyone makes girls' shirts do that, like with their boobs. So I'm like, why can't I do it? So I did. I did do it. I like that panel. I still really like this one too. I don't think I would change anything about it. Yeah, I don't think I would change any of this. When I mentioned that because I'm working on a print version of the comic, so I have to go back and update a lot of it and reformat it, so. Lighting is also very good in this panel. Good job, me. So I wonder if any of you guys have like tried to read all of this text. I think you can kind of get the gist of it just from what you see here. So we flash back to reality. We find out all of that was just Erin fantasizing. And the whole time Milo's just been yapping. I told you guys he talks a lot. He doesn't really have anyone to talk to. So when he does get the chance to talk to people, he talks a lot. What do you see up here? After you left, I asked the cashier if he knew you, but he never seen you there either. I had nothing to go on, so I had to give up. Fortunately for me, you showed up again just a week later, down to the exact minute. Something, I forgot what's behind her head. Something I had seen you when you first played before, but I wasn't. Something to confirm it was before I could know it. Stacy showed up. Something about taking a late lunch break, something lunch hour. I think it was something about how it was weird that Stacy was there. That's probably something I should have made sure people could read if it's important to the plot. Anyways, here you are, sliding. Talk about maybe making an entrance, something flabbergasted. You were pretty something as expected. You bolted. Something in my life twice for both me and something left. I think it was fortunately for both me and you. You left a trail of flyers in your wake. Finally, I had something less that week. Imagine my shock when you weren't at the game. I was so disappointed, I suppose. Something. He's explaining like everything from his perspective that we saw as the reader, viewers, to Erin. So he's like, I chased after you at the store, but you left, and you left flyers, so I was able to go to your game, and I got there, and you weren't there, and I was really sad. Just the same old bitter divorced dads and meathead fuckboys, all abs and no brains. That's from personal experience on dating apps. Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, some of us actually don't like abs and muscles. I love this little chibi drawing right here. It always like confounds me when I see like really short girls with really tall guys. I'm like, how do y'all like physically make that work? Does that hurt your neck? I'm like slightly taller than average, and so anytime I see that, I'm just like, leave some tall guys for the rest of us. Because I prefer dating guys who are bigger and taller than me. Yeah, I think mostly I'm probably just gonna be going back and fixing Erin. It's funny because you'd think she'd be easier for me to draw than Milo, but I feel like I have a more difficult time drawing her than him. You see, he says exactly what he wanted to say at the uh, grocery store and he didn't. Ew, go out for coffee with you? Okay, so that was episode 14. Let's see. I do like that one a lot. Definitely gonna have to rearrange these later. Let's take a quick peek at the comments. I'm gonna try to be done by 6 today. By the way. Please make spicy content on Patreon. Take my money. I do. We've gotten to the point of the comic where I can start doing that, so. So yeah, it just like, whenever people are like, girls don't like fat guys, I'm like, you guys haven't seen my comment section. There's a lot of us. Usually I found in real life the problem isn't that a guy's fat. The problem is usually that he's got like a victim complex or he just has a bad attitude or personality clashes. But you know, when we live in such a like anti-fat society, it's really not surprising. You know, I can't really fault people for having that attitude. In their whole life, they've just been shit on for being fat. Okay, episode 15. Finally get to Erin's rental house. Skirt! Get to meet her roommates. I tried to make it look like, you know, poor adults live here. So, just have old furniture and it's a mess. This becomes a consistent little gag that I do throughout the comic. Erin throwing her clothes. It's a real bummer having to share a bathroom with 3 people. Can't do that. Gotta get the fast food stench off. whenever I worked at Subway, I you have to wear gloves. Obviously, you're wearing gloves, but anytime I'd get home, I'd still have like the Subway stench under my fingernails. Ugh, it was yucky and all over you. So I would immediately shower whenever I got home. Here she goes again, throwing her clothes on everybody. I actually had a fun time making the mist in this episode. So, Milo is singing, but because of like licensing and copyright stuff, I didn't feel safe putting the actual lyrics of the song into the comic. Because from what I read, you can't really do that, but you can put the title in, so got your little attribution here. Put these little music notes in, hopefully denotate that he's singing. I had to look up a bunch of anime shower scenes to see how they did it. How they do like the lighting and the water and stuff. I think I did a pretty good job. You can tell that he's got a much nicer shower than she does. He's got the rainfall shower head. And just scroll past that quick, just in case. Don't want to get struck down. So if y'all want to see more of that, you can just go look yourselves. If you want to look at those panels a little longer. It's just him singing in the shower. Doubtful. He still doesn't believe her. So now we get a different angle of his condo, which I changed the couch later on, but who cares? Nobody cares but me about little things like that. The angle on here is pretty messed up too. One of my favorite panels. I don't know if I have this one up as a print right now. I had it up when I had a Redbubble store. But I can't remember if it's in my in-print shop now or not. He's so fancy. Gotta let the wine aerate a little bit. I was at a vineyard one time. It was just one that my dad's friend had. It was like a very southern vineyard, but they were teaching us like how to properly drink wine and stuff. That was one of the things you do, is you swirl it around in the glass and you sniff it and stuff. And Erin just got a beer, a good old beer. I should have added a little crunch on one up here. Yo, what's the plan, my man? They're meeting at Herman's Cafe and Bakery, which is a reference to Herman Zucchini, a comic I did with a friend of mine. Okay, that was episode 14, or 15, sorry. Let me take a quick gander at the comments. So many people tell me that Erin and Milo are like them and their husbands, like, which I think is awesome. Relatable AF, unfortunately, because almost all the big guys I've hooked up with thought I was joking or that someone put me up to it. I told them I found them attractive. Same. Thank you for all the gratuitous sexy panels. You're welcome. We need something. The girls need something. We need our own fan service. Anyone else don't like Erin? She's so rude. I know it seems like that. She is rude, but also her roommates really suck. I realized that after I put this out that you guys don't know her roommates at all whenever you see this, so it does look like Erin's a shitty roommate. So, I mean, she is, but they're also shitty too. That's part of the story that got cut. I'd have to go back and explain like how the whole thing was supposed to play out at first, but she goes to her house a little sooner. There's like in the original draft, her and Milo's coffee date gets interrupted. They have the coffee date, then they go to the bookstore, and then that gets interrupted by a call from her roommates because they got in a fight and one of them like punched a hole in the wall and stuff. And so one of them was calling her to help them break it up. And so she has to go home. It's like, I'm not like super strict about sticking to the original draft and script because I feel like as I'm creating it, the edits I make are better. The rewrites I make are better, and whenever I wrote it originally, I kind of wrote it like a book, like a novel, so there's a lot more dilly-dallying, basically, and you can't really do that in comics, because you're like, okay, I have to draw every single thing happening. What do I want to include? What can I cut? And some of it's just not worth drawing. And plus, these episodes are updated monthly, so it's a long time for people to wait. So I'm like, you gotta make something that's like worth waiting for. Stuff has to happen in the episode because people wait a long time. And I know I only have 26 episodes, which is small compared to other Webtoon makers, but my episodes are pretty long. I've seen Webtoon updates that are like 2 to 5 panels long. Sometimes just like 1 page, which if you're updating weekly, then you kind of have to do it like that. But since I don't, live off of money I make from the comic, I have a steady 9 to 5. I can take my time and do it the way I want to do it. In the past, I had considered cutting the episodes in half, but I thought it kind of messed with it, because I feel like each episode has like 3 acts, basically, beginning, middle, end. End is usually like a cliffhanger. Um, so anyways, I thought cutting it in half would kind of ruin the momentum, the story beats. So that was episode 15. We're gonna put that here. I'm gonna have to like start moving these around because I can't fit anymore in B. They can't all just be in the middle of the pack, you know? Okay, now we are on to episode 16. I'm gonna just double check the stream really fast, make sure everything is going okay. Really fast. Yeah, I think everything's good. Okay, we're at Herman's Cafe and Bakery. Cafe/bakery. See, there's Herman right there. I didn't do too bad with the interior of this. So he's got a giant cup of coffee and 2 little biscottis. Oh, and I actually I got this free ebook about Italian art history. I took a screenshot of the text and I put it in there, but by the time I shrunk it down, it was so little you couldn't see what it was. But Milo's into art and art history, and so I had him reading stuff about Italian art. She's 20 minutes late. Typical of Erin to be late. So sad. I knew it was too good to be true. You know, I think that the coffee date scene was actually the first one that I ever drew. Like at the very beginning of the comic. I never finished it. The prologue was like the first finished page, but whenever, I think it was like 2020 or something, like the very first test of the comic, I drew the coffee date in like the traditional format. Because I was originally going to do it all traditionally and then upload it to Webtoon, but I thought the panels didn't look as good because they were smaller. So, and I know like 9 out of 10 people will be reading this for free on their phone, and so you have to cater to that audience. That's the biggest audience. But I really want it in book form because I have to like censor stuff on Webtoon, and I have like upload limits, and it's not quite as free as like making it myself and publishing it myself. She made it! Woo! Clomp, clomp, clomp. Going in for the hug. This is gonna be top 10 panels. I noticed that the blush looks different in these earlier episodes. I think later on I made it into like a multiply layer, so it's a bit more red. Right now it's kind of like a dull salmon pink. Cute! Cute! You'll notice that later on, Erin repeats this back to him whenever they have their first kiss. That's okay. I haven't been waiting long. Only 40 minutes since I got here so early. Because Milo would be the top type to get to anything super, super early. So we got her an energy drink instead of a coffee. Self. I don't think I'll change this panel. I really like it. Probably won't change this one either. I come home smelling like tater tots and corn dogs every night. An occupational hazard, I suppose. All of my customer service people can relate to this. I don't know, I think everyone should have to do customer service jobs so that they'll be just better people and better customers in general. I'm like a trash princess. I open up the dumpster and all sorts of animals come out of the woodwork. Maybe you'll get to see that later. I don't know. Just have to see. They're not too keen on the singing and dancing, though. Kind of makes them angry. Now I finally get to learn a little bit about both of their histories. This is like the first real normal episode, basically. They're just like sitting down having a normal coffee date. There's no like chaos or anything. No meet cutes. It's just them talking, which is really nice. I came here for school. I'm from a little podunk, no-name town down south. Went to community college, dropped out sophomore year. The whole school thing isn't my bag. I just wanted to get away from home. Yeah, I don't know how it is like in school nowadays, but whenever I was in school, like everyone had to go to college. They were like, you had to go. There's so much pressure to go to college. I went myself. I went to college. I didn't want to go, but I ended up going. I gave in to peer pressure and I went. You seem like the scholarly type. Ha, astute. What gave me away, the glasses? Maybe. So he double majored in English Lit and Art History. And then he got his master's abroad. I don't know if I'll ever show any of that, of him like in school abroad. I don't know if I really need to. Maybe. So he returned to help manage the family's accounting business. Well, shit, I'm not one to talk. I'm a college dropout working minimum wage at a fast food joint. So she enjoys skating at work. Of course, naturally. Speaking of skating, this is Milo's bad attempt at humor. He's not very good at telling jokes. I really love the background here. Oh my god, is Milo gonna sue Erin? Okay. To the comments. I'll be honest, I had to look up what litigious meant. Okay, episode 16. I gotta start bringing some of these episodes down. Hi! You gonna come over? You gonna come say hello? Yeah? Hop up. Hop up. Come on. I don't want to pick you up. Come here. Hop up. Hop up. Come on. Come here. Come on. Hop up. You have room. Here we go. Say hello. Say hello. Hello. The boys returned. Are you going to help us vote? Are you going to help me vote? Now, where in the world am I going to put episode 16? Thank you, Randolph. I appreciate it. Okay, bye. Okay. He's just gonna be here. So, I think I need to bring a few of these episodes down so that I can rearrange it a little bit. Maybe I should put a few more into S tier. I think I'll put this one into S tier since it's when they first meet. Okay, in this episode, put it in the A tier. Okay. Episode 17. This one's not a fun episode, but it's an important episode. So I don't know how clear this is, but she kind of jolts at his joke in reaction to it, and she falls out of her chair like a dumbass. It was pretty risky of her to be bouncing on it like that anyways. Rip. It's pretty wild to get a concussion from falling out of a chair, but it's surprisingly easy to get a head injury. So be careful with your noggin. It's kind of like a color theme, and this one's yucky because it's a hospital. I think this is the first time I used a print layer like this. No, the first time was in the episode where Stacy is introduced. Sorry if the stream is like cutting in and out. I keep on getting notices about it. Where am I? The hospital. You blacked out after your fall. The what? Shit, fuck. And she bolts. I don't have health insurance! Leon, can you not clean yourself right in front of the mic? Thank you. That's rude. I thought this bit was pretty funny. Always gives me a good laugh. Because American health insurance is a fucking joke. Yeah, this whole episode was one that I wrote, like, as I was making the comic. It wasn't in the original draft. What the fuck? He's drunk. Please don't worry about the cost. I fully intend on paying for everything. How romantic. After all, it's my fault you fell. I was the jackass trying to play cool and balance on my chair. It's true. If anyone's the jackass here, it's me. This would have never happened had I not told that terrible joke. So you didn't get a concussion? No, I did, but it was only mild. I was joking about suing you. Fuck, see, it's karma. I deserve this. No, you don't. It was simply an accident. So he got knocked down by her, and then she got knocked down by him, basically. Not really, but you get it. They both get knocked down, but they get up again. And you're never gonna keep them down. Oh, thank you, Randolph. I appreciate it. It makes me happy too. That's why I'm still making it. I appreciate you sharing it with people. I appreciate everyone even taking the time to read it. I was being such a coward. You had to literally knock me over for me to talk to you. Which is true. It's true. He was being a coward. But I can't blame him. Dun dun dun! Look who's up and feeling good enough to run. I had to do a lot of research about head injuries and concussions before I made this episode, because I wanted to be sure to be as accurate as possible. I was like, what would the doctor ask? How would this visit go? So, you know, since Erin plays roller derby and gets knocked around a lot, and roughhouses a lot, she's probably gotten some bad hits to her head. But she doesn't have health insurance, so... And she's poor and was always poor, so it's not like she ever went to the doctor. You were unconscious for several minutes, which is usually not good. Certainly. I love the way Milo talks. Oh no. You know that look. feel like every fat person probably knows that look. I obviously can't speak for them, but I can speak as someone who dates fat guys and knows them very well. I'm also just like a human being on Earth, and I know that this shit happens. I feel like this is a very funny question to ask anyone who's fat. Like, no one's ever talked to me about my weight. What? You're the very first in my whole life. When it's like the only thing people will fucking talk to you about. Leonard. Leonard. You can't be right there. You're right in front of the mic. Okay. He's just sitting here. Let me move this. Whoa, hey, what the fuck, Doc? I'm the patient here, not him. I really didn't think this was, like, something that wouldn't happen. I feel like it totally would. Because at the end of the day, doctors, healthcare workers are all just people. So. Has anyone ever talked to me about my weight? Of course, only everyone every minute of my entire life. In fact, that seems to be the only subject people are capable of discussing with me, like some sort of strange compulsion or obsession. It's not wrong. So he passes his monthly physicals with flying colors and does cardio and weight training almost every morning, which I will eventually make into an episode. I don't want to get into too much of Milo's lore yet, because I feel like we're still kind of at the very beginning of the story, even though it's been going on for 3 years. But you'll get to learn a little bit more about Milo's past and dealing with people and his weight later on. If that's true, it's clearly not working. Have you ever considered weight loss surgery? Which I feel like is a thing people are so casual about, but if you actually learn what happens, it's really fucked up and kind of barbaric. You're just cutting out a portion of your stomach, and you're not able to absorb nutrients properly anymore, and it's really fucked up. I don't think it's something you should just recommend willy-nilly. Yeah, that's the thing that bothers me is I see it all the time in comment sections. It's just people act like if you're fat, you're gonna drop dead by age 40. Just immediately, without knowing anything about you, your health conditions, your history, nothing. Fat people also get old. You look like total shit. You should get some fucking sleep. Which we're finding out increasingly that lack of sleep is really, really bad for you. Really, really bad. So. Take your luck and shove it up your ass. Had to throw in a little bit of comedic relief at the end, so we don't leave on a totally bummer note. I love this comic more and more if there's a broke buying all of it. There will eventually be merchandise. I have big plans. I have big plans for merch. Oh, that's just the timing of everything. You just have to wait a little bit longer. I gotta figure out how to do all that stuff. It's giving golden retriever, black cat. So true, so true. Oh, okay. Okay, this episode, I do like it and I do think it's important. It's not like fun, but it is good. So I'm gonna rank it C for now. Okay, we got about 2 hours left before I have to go. Next episode, episode 18. Yeah, this is whenever I changed the blush layer to a multiply layer to make it more red. I don't know if anyone noticed. They will now that I'm pointing it out, but I did not finish the highlights in her hair. It's just a big blob. Because I'll use the lasso tool and I'll select a section and fill it in. And then I'll go back and kind of like erase it and stuff. So in the newer episodes, I don't do nearly as many highlights because they take such a long time for me to do. I feel like I kind of waver between having like too many and too few highlights in the hair. So this is, I think, part of the time where I just had too many. Cute. Why'd you call the ambulance just for a knock on the head? I bet that cost you a few grand right there. So got her an ambulance. Doctor should have ordered a CT scan, at the very least. So Milo's very paranoid, very careful about things. He's definitely a better safe than sorry kind of guy. I should have kicked his ass. Okay, Erin. I like her face in this panel a lot. I hope that's clear that he's sitting down on the bench. Because it kind of looks like he's getting up, but anyways. So he's apologizing for it, even though he shouldn't be. Feels bad. Come to expect that during my own appointments, but receiving the weight loss lecture at someone else's is a first for me. You're telling me you get that shit every time you see a doctor? Always. It doesn't matter why I'm there in the first place. I could be visiting for an earache and they'd find a way to blame it on my weight. Normally I allow them to give me the whole speech uncontested. I nod along and agree just to speed things along since they're going to tell me regardless. People truly cannot help themselves around me. Everyone seems to believe they have a God-given duty to save me, the fat man, from myself. They always say they're only trying to help, but I stopped believing that a long time ago. Fuck them, they can eat shit and die for all I care. Well, that's easy for you to say. It's a good shot. not asking for much. Just want to be accepted for who I am right now. I'm tired of being treated like a project or a problem to be fixed. And on our first date too, what a disaster. Oh, I messed up some here. What is that? Forgot to cut something out. I like you just the way you are. It's probably the first time he's ever heard that in his whole life. Their first kiss! Woo! I love this panel a lot. So generally I try to keep how I keep their proportions like consistent is that her head is about the size of his face right here. It's poofing up a little bit in this shot because of the motion, but yeah, I generally just try to make Erin's whole head about the size of his face. It was too soon. I should have asked. I hardly even know you. Drawing kissing is hard. See, he is repeating what she said on their coffee date, and she's also repeating what he said on the coffee date. Come back in with the chromatic aberration. Got it, like, get a little tongue in there. Home? You mean your home? Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the next panel? Doctor's orders. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how do you draw someone winking and like demonstrate, like show the action of the wink? It's not just someone whose one eye is closed. So that's why there's that little star. That seems to be like a common comic book thing. Maybe a little old school by this point. I don't know if people do that in comics anymore. Unless, of course, there's someone else you'd rather take care of. Nope, let's go! End of episode 18. I love this comic so much. The chemistry between Erin and Milo is perfect. My one fear is that their lifestyles, pristine, refined bachelor and dirtbag, messy bachelorette. Okay. I think I dropped y'all for a second, but I should be back up. I'm not sure what got cut that time. But I'm just looking through the comments of episode 18. Okay. So where are we going to put episode 18? I might put it in B. Yeah, I think B feels right. I'm gonna have to move some of these to D. Oh no. Oh no. Episode 9. Okay, are we back again? I don't know what is going on. I might have to... Well, I'm not going to do this a lot in the future, so we're just going to deal with it for now. But if I was, I would do like a hard wire Ethernet cable to the router or whatever. What? What? Yeah? Hey, are you messing with the internet? So I can't finish this? I want to finish this so bad. We're on episode 19. Okay. So, I don't know where we cut out, but we are on episode 19. They just got to Milo's condo. They went to her house and picked up new clothes for her and picked up food. If you couldn't tell already, from her new outfit and the food. So, his parents have a ranch, and we will eventually get to see the ranch. Spoiler alert, they'll go. I'll be stuck with shitty roommates and leeching landlords for the rest of my life. I feel that. I feel that. Are you kidding? My relatives are the ones asking me for money. We've all been fucked over by student loans. Now that's not my personal experience. I actually don't have any student loans. That was kind of the deal for me going to college. I don't want to go to college for an art degree if I have to get student loans for it. Because I know, like, with an art job, I wouldn't be able to pay them back. So I managed to scrounge up enough grants and scholarships to go for free, essentially. I mean, I worked and I paid for a lot of it too. But I also didn't go to like an art school, so that was like, you know, a bummer. I didn't get to go to like a fancy art school. But I didn't end up with student loans, so. So she tried living with her friends, but because she was messy. Which, Milo, take heed. So as you can see, she's already had she's had 4 boxes of food. She eats a lot. And she's messy. And she smacks. She doesn't close her mouth when she's eating. Milo's the total opposite. So, no one pointed this out, and I probably shouldn't point it out, but I have him eating what appears to be a steak salad, and he's a vegetarian, so in the original draft, he wasn't a vegetarian, but I had someone ask me if he was, and I was like, you know what, he would actually be a vegetarian. I just never thought about that before. I never thought, if they were vegetarians or not. And so, when I was drawing this, I was thinking about the original script, and I left in the steak salad. But nobody noticed, so I'm glad no one called me out on that inconsistency. But it could also be like a meat substitute, so maybe that's what everyone thought it was. But no, I fucked up. So later on in the story, you'll get to see why he's a vegetarian. Because I managed to kind of tie that back in to his lore. When I was doing that prompt the other day for make assumptions about my characters, when someone asked what their middle names were, I'm like, oh, I actually have no idea that's a good question. It took me forever to pick out their last names, but and she thinks he's freaking out just because she ate a lot and it cost a lot. But he's freaking out because she's a messy eater. And she ate a lot. I'm just surprised you can eat so much so fast is all. I'm jealous. I think I gained weight just from looking at all that food. Oh my god, I can't believe I just said that. I'm sorry, I have no room to talk, literally. So I don't know if you guys have like noticed this in your personal lives like I have, but I noticed there are people who are like super thin who can eat like shit and not gain a pound, and then you've got fat people who can like, I don't know, eat a salad and work out every day and still be fat. So it's just, maybe it's because it's a little more complicated than what the diet industry would have you believe. I don't know, I just feel like this is like a commonly observed thing. I feel like everyone can be like, point out someone they know who's super thin, who just eats like garbage, you know? So his dad's fat, so he gets it from his dad, basically. Oh, you get little hints that his mom is an almond mom. So they're both dramatic in their own ways. Everything is all screwed up. None of this has gone according to plan. In fact, I don't know how things could get any worse. He's upset because he likes to plan things. He doesn't like things that are out of his control. He likes everything neat and tidy and perfect and predictable. What are you talking about, Milo? I've had a great time with you. You can't be serious. You somehow managed to get a king out of a chair. The EMTs chop up your favorite clothes. The doctor's more concerned with my weight than your head injury. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a no data error. Okay. I'm assuming I'm still good. The doctor's more concerned with my weight than your head injury. You have to wear my dirty shirt home. I trauma dump on you, then kiss you for the first time on a bench outside of the hospital. Now we're eating Tex-Mex takeout at my place while I vent about my mommy issues. I don't see the problem. That just sounds like life to me. How'd you think it was supposed to go? So this string of little speech bubbles here is like how I originally wrote their first date to go. I don't know, after chaotic our other encounters have been, I was hoping for some normalcy. A nice coffee date, walk through a quaint bookstore holding hands, in the day with candlelit dinner by the water. First kiss as we gaze at the sunset. That's how I originally wrote it, and I was just like, oh, that's kind of boring. And I rewrote it to play better with the previous episodes. It kind of just like compounds, like if I rewrite like one episode, I gotta fix the rest of them to fit with that episode. But I don't know, I like this better. I think it's more interesting. The main point I wanted to drive home is what Erin says later here in the episode. Milo, have you ever dated anyone in the real world? Yes, of course I have. We learned that he's really only dated a couple of people in the real world. You know, you learn a lot more about someone when things go wrong than you do when things go right. And that's the main point I wanted to drive home. And I just thought it'd be more interesting if things weren't like cookie cutter and predictable and more like real life, you know. Look at his hand. I've gotten better at drawing fat hands, I think. Definitely from the beginning, for sure. Though I do think you were a little overreactive. And he says, there's no such thing as over... Okay. Oh, I don't know if we're back or not, but... Episode 19... I'm gonna put it in C tier. Okay. I don't know when it cut me off before, but I said I'm not gonna look at the comments anymore because I want to get through this and the internet keeps cutting in and out fast. Episode 20, so we've got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. No one's ever done that for me before, Erin. He's referring to no one ever standing up for him. Wait, what? No one ever? Nope. None that I can recall. Just thinking about having to draw all these books. If anything like that ever happens in front of me, I don't hold back. I'll always stand up for you. No one fucks around with me or my loved ones. What? Oh no. Oh no, I just realized there's a speech bubble above him I didn't fill in. It just has like ... but what the heck? How did that happen? Oh man. I swear it's not like that when I've uploaded it to other places. I don't know, that's weird. What is this one? Episode 20? I'm just gonna go look on Tapas real fast. See if it's the same. Oops. Yeah, it's still like that. Dang it! Daggum! I messed up. I don't think you can see it on mobile, but I can see it here on my PC monitor. This is an Evangelion reference. I think that's pretty obvious, but just in case anyone didn't get it. Whenever I make references, I try to make them super obvious. So it's not like I'm stealing an idea. I'm like purposefully making an homage because it's a thing that I like. It's not like, oh, I like that idea, so I'm gonna take it and then I'll call it an homage, you know? I'm trying to do a callback and that's the point. 'Too late. So this is like the first episode you see Milo with messy hair, besides the one where he showered. You finally get to see spicy stuff happen, and I might have to go through these episodes a little faster for that reason. I won't linger on panels too long because I don't want to get flagged or something. I love this panel though. This is like top 10 panels for sure for me. Okay, I think we just cut out again, but if you missed it, I just said this is one of my top 10 panels. Gives them a good old lick. So Erin is like very sensitive to smell and very, I don't know if you'd call it like obsessed, but like taste is like very important to her. She's got like a very sensitive sense of taste. I don't know how you put it, but The shirt tug. It's like all this time he's asking her, "You want to touch my stomach?" She's like, "What? Are you kidding me?" So I used that one meme guy as a reference for this panel. So it's kind of like a throwback to that meme. The meme is just the guy looking at the camera like, what the fuck? I'd pull it up, but I don't even know what to look for. Milo, that was literally the first thing I did when I met you. Oh, right. How could you forget? You've teased me about it multiple times. I know. I didn't forget. I suppose there's still a part of me that doubts you groped me on purpose. Well, I was a little out of it from the fall. Mind it gross? It's not gross. Face planting. It's cute and hot. And he's still asking her this question, this far into it. But I think that's the most realistic thing, so that's how it is in real. Say you like blondes with huge tits and it's no big deal, but say you like fat people and suddenly you're a fucking freak or a pervert. True. And then I get people trying to psychoanalyze me and shit. You should hear the things people assume about me. It's easier for them to believe I'm insecure or a gold digger than physically attracted to fat guys. This is from personal experience. I've had people like try to figure out why I'm into fat guys. Like, it's not complicated. It's just a preference. It's like not a whole thing. I see. It must be difficult being treated that way simply for admiring people like me. Yeah, it's like, how do you think that makes Milo feel when you say that? Not good. It's not his fault, but... It's not your fault, but it's not mine either, but I feel guilty just the same. Will he ever believe she's attracted to him? Find out in the next episode of Erin and Milo. End of episode 20. That's a good one. We're gonna put that in A tier. Okay, I'm gonna move a few of these down a little further. Okay, I'll leave it like that for now. The comments so I can get through this stream without it crashing more. There we go. You don't like me despite my body, you like me because of my body. Yes. Do you only want me for my body? This isn't some sort of fetish thing, right? No, Milo, I like you for you. All of you. You're the whole package. Oh, this is a good panel. I like that one a lot. The color looks really good. And the background looks really good. Okay, Erin, I'll take your word for it, but will he take her word for it? I don't know. You haven't given me any reason to doubt your sincerity. This is a Paprika reference. I don't know if anyone got it, but I told everyone about it, so I don't know if it's something you would really get unless you've seen the movie like 1,000 times. It's my favorite movie, by the way. Kiss. Mwah. So he's clenched up, he doesn't even notice. That he's so uptight. I wish you could see yourself the way I see you. Here's where we get a little spicy, so I might go through this part a little fast. Although this is the censored version, the uncensored version is on my Patreon. This was a hard shot to draw. I think this took me like 4 or 5 passes to get right. It's like, how can I show her drawing, like doing this without getting in trouble on Webtoon? I hope I don't need to explain what's happening here. Had to do like a funny little anime panel. And this, I kind of wanted this to be like a Phoenix Wright reference, but it's really not. It's just like a very common pose. So I would have had to like do the exact pose for people to get it, but that's why I didn't really make it a Phoenix Wright reference. I knew I was getting lucky. I didn't know I hit the goddamn jackpot. I gotta think about it. If Milo's like at least 6'4", he's just like big in general, you know. Got the shirt gag again. Alright, we're gonna scroll through this pretty fast just to be safe. He covers his eyes. '21's good, and this is where I started introducing the different version for Patreon. Okay, where are we gonna put this one? S tier? It's pretty high. It's pretty high, but it's a good episode. Okay. My cat's feeder just went off. It's 5 o'clock. Yeah. Attractive now, but once all my clothes come off and she sees what I really look like, she'll change her mind. They always do. Can't go through that again. I can't do this. Hey, help me with this belt, will ya? Why? What's wrong? What did I do now? Just not used to going so fast like this. I wasn't prepared. Oh yeah, I get it. And she thinks he's just like not interested in her anymore. I'll get out of your hair. How did she get dressed so fast? It's not you, I promise. It's me. I kind of went over this a little bit in my Instagram stories, but I was talking about someone complimented me on the use of body language in the comic, and so I was kind of using this panel as an example of how they're like talking, but they're not like talking directly to each other. Like, the scene is like about them miscommunicating. She thinks that like he's not interested in her anymore, but he's really just scared. But she's used to guys just like wanting to fuck. Whenever they don't, she's like, okay, well, they just don't like me anymore. I'm just surprised, I guess, most guys want to fuck and be done with it. Well, I suppose I'm not like other guys who prefer taking it slow. Is that okay? Which we find out later is kind of bullshit, too. Yeah, of course, we can go at your pace. What am I, some kind of animal? Oh, why is the hottest guy I've ever met the only one who's turned me down? See, here's her continuing to think it's her. I don't fucking get it too fast. I've been waiting for this for like 2 whole weeks. So that gives you an idea of like how long this whole series has just been like a couple weeks in real time. Is it me? Oh my god, do I smell? I showered this morning. Did I brush my teeth? Shit, I don't remember. What do I do? We'd spend the rest of the night together. Maybe she should just leave. She doesn't want to hurt his feelings by leaving, though. So hopefully you guys can understand what just happened there. There is an uncensored version on Patreon. His closet is bigger than my whole room. So yeah, in case you didn't know, bathroom, master, like the closet connects the bathroom in his bedroom. In his condo. You're such an idiot, Milo. Not like other guys. What bullshit. I don't know if I can like read this out loud on YouTube without getting flagged, so I don't really know like how much I can say on here, how much I can talk about, so takes a shot of whiskey. Woohoo! So this, I was trying to do the cartoon trope of like the fat guy lifting up his belly, and like in the older cartoons it, like he lifts it up to like his chest to make him look like more like make his chest look bigger so he looks more macho, so he's like ready to go, ready to fight, you know. But I don't know if it was like successful in the comic or not. I love it. I'm gonna keep it in there, but that's what I was doing with this. I was doing the little macho getting prepared, being brave thing. He got some liquid courage. Now he's ready to go. And she passed out. Should I wake her up? That can't be comfortable, but she's out cold. So he sleeps on the couch like a gentleman. Why am I like this? So he thinks about waking her up, but he doesn't. He's trying to be good. So hopefully you guys get what I insinuated was gonna happen there. This whole, like, a recurring theme in the comic is just Milo being too scared and missing out on stuff, just because he's too scared to do things, to be vulnerable to, you know. And then Erin being too impulsive is another recurring theme I have. It's both of them dealing with him being too scared to do stuff and her just being too impulsive and angry about things. So, okay, that one goes. Put that in B. Maybe I should put this in S tier. And move. Well, we'll leave that in B tier. Okay. I'm gonna try to get this all done in an hour. He's got bed hair. Bed head. Big yawn, big stretch. This is like partly fan service, but also when you got a big belly, it's hard to keep your shirt down. Oh yeah, this is, oh god, I forgot about this. This episode got taken down because of some panels in it for inappropriate groping, is what the Webtoon mods told me. And so I was like, I uploaded the episode and then I was cleaning my apartment, and so it was down for like a couple hours, I think. And so I just freaked out, I panicked, and then I sent them a revised version, and then I think I had to revise time, and then it was up. And then I finally uploaded everything onto Tapas, which if I had been smart, I would have done from the very beginning. But I was just lazy. And I didn't upload it to Tapas. So, I uploaded the original version to Tapas. So I might actually pop over there and show you all the differences. So he climbs into bed with her. This is so nice being so close to someone again. It's been so long since I last felt this. This is a sweet panel. Oh my gosh. Oh, but she's awake. Okay. So she slides his hand down. You know where. But it's really, I really don't feel like it's like gratuitous at all. We barely see anything. I was so surprised that they took it down. It's hard to like know what the exact guidelines are for Webtoon. It's very vague. They don't give you like exact examples or anything. So you just are kind of left to like figure it out yourself. If this would load, I could show you guys the difference. Okay, well, shoot. Doggone. Okay, we're just gonna keep moving. Anyways, like, I cut out the bottom part of this panel, so you just see like her hand leading his hand down between her legs. That's it. Not like in her underwear or anything like that. So I was surprised that they took it down because I didn't think it was really, you know. So he's finally ready. I love her in this panel. I love this panel too. It's another one of my top 10 panels. You really think so? Even now with my clothes off. She's like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Yeah? Milo, you won't be the first fat guy I've seen naked. It's a surprised Pikachu face, by the way, in case you guys didn't get that. And he's like, oh my god, duh. Duh, of course. Oof. So these are similar to the panels in his dream, which is on purpose. It's like his dream is coming true. So I had to cut this panel. It extends out here, which I got that one. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a little risky, but I'm gonna try it. So I totally got why that panel had to be cut. Yeah. Hey, you just ate. You don't get to do this. Okay. So here's that in Tapis, and here it is here. So hop up if there are any other webcomic creators who are wondering about like Webtoon guidelines. This is what they made me cut out. And this is what I had to cut out on Webtoon. Which, okay, I get that one. You don't see nipple, but I get it, I get it. I don't think I had to cut this panel, did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I got that one too. But I've always had my comic rated as mature, always. So, but this will fly on Tapis because they have like, I think they have like 18 plus content on their website. Yep, okay, I got that one. But they let me keep this one in on Webtoon, which is interesting. And then I think that one's the same. Yeah, that one's the same. Okay. Updated this image. Hi. Hi. What's up? Yeah, I'm almost done. We're almost done. This one's gonna be in the S tier for spicy. S for spicy. So if you guys want to, well, wait a minute. Yeah, if you guys want to see what happens between episodes, you have to go to my Patreon, pay $6 to be a part of the spicy tier, but you get a lot of content at this point if you're new. So and this is episode 24. Okay, so we've got this one and 2 more left to rank. I definitely go back and fix this panel. It's mostly just like this that I think I fucked up on. Like, I think I do generally a pretty good job of drawing like face fat and chin fat, but this, I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated. It's like in this pose there probably would not be this line right here. Leonard, stop! Stop. Stop. Do you want up or not? It would probably just be like the line of his neck. And then down here, the little seam would start. So I think that's where I messed up on this one. I'd probably like take his head and like cut a little bit of the neck out. So like maybe cut it right here and then move it down a little bit. Maybe fix her too, but I can do that later. I actually made a censored version of this just in anticipation of Webtoon taking it down, and they never did, which was cool. But I do have a censored version basically where like the blanket's like way up here just in case, because I did not want that to happen, because like people wait a month for this comic, so like I can't have it getting taken down like after the first hour, you know, especially for people who are patrons. But is there eventually going to be an ep where Erin meets Milo's parents? I can just imagine her going mental. Yes. The Christmas episode, she will meet his parents, and he's also going to meet her family, so I thought it was appropriate for them to meet for Christmas, for the holidays. We've got a bit of time before that happens, since this is like late summer at this point. Although it's been quite some time since I was intimate with someone, so I can't help be anxious about it. So stating history is brief. Most of the women he courted were too repulsed by his body to stay when they got physical. He's only ever had sex with one person once. So now you know why he had such a hard time finally being vulnerable enough with Erin to have sex. She looked at me and spoke to me like I was a normal guy. That's all I'd ever wanted. But it soon became clear she was only stringing me along for my money. So, if you guys haven't figured it out, Milo is loaded. He's rich. He's got a lot of money. So, of course, my self-esteem was so low that I didn't care. Just happy to be in a relationship. So he used his money to buy his friends. This is supposed to be a Porsche from that time. And he probably would not fit in it that well, to be honest. He's probably a little too big for a Porsche, but he got one anyways. So here you find out he was homeschooled. And these are two like smaller kegs, because like actual beer kegs are super heavy, and he's strong but like not that strong. So these are two of the smaller ones. So he partied hard. Whenever I was making this scene, the party scene, I was thinking of, I was listening to, what was I listening to? Uh, I was listening to, like a G6 a lot, because that would have been like the same time period he was in college. Uh, so I was listening to like a G6 and um, Blame It on the Alcohol a lot. Just whatever like party songs have been popular at that moment in time. And I certainly wasn't above debasing myself if I thought it would compel others to like me more. So Milo's very verbose, but he's basically just saying like he wasn't afraid of like making himself look like a fool just so that people would like him. He was not afraid of embarrassing himself. I mean, he was willing to embarrass himself just if it would make people like him more. If he was like the funny fat friend. Not proud of who I was then. I suppose it was a painful but necessary part of growing up. Yeah, because Milo was homeschooled, he was kind of deprived of experiencing all of this like you would in like high school. Even though you're not supposed to be doing these things, a lot of high schoolers do end up doing these things. So he's kind of like, I don't know, living out his adolescence in his college years. And I didn't like explicitly state this, that that's kind of why he went abroad later. Because he wanted to leave college after all this happened, and then his girlfriend dumping him. He just wanted to kind of leave and get out, so I can see now I was just trying to compensate for all the pivotal adolescent milestones I was denied by my involuntary isolation. So yeah, that's a lot of words to just say that he is compensating for being homeschooled. This is his parents, that's his mom, that's his dad. So he gets his body type from his dad, and he gets his hair color from his mom. His mom's just like the very tiny, petite, athletic almond mom. Okay, I know I just lost y'all again. I hope I didn't lose too much. It drives me crazy. I don't know what part cuts out because I don't get notified that I've been disconnected till like a bit after it happens. So anyways, I said Milo's parents are right here. He gets his hair color from his mom, obviously. Body type from his dad. Mom is like a petite almond mom, stay-at-home mom. So his parents don't let him spend any more money, but his girlfriend insists that she's not dating him for. She's gonna prove it by like them finally having sex for the first time, even though she doesn't want to. I thought this had more of an impact not being shown in the comic, so I just wrote it out. I broke up with him the next day over text, called him a fat, disgusting pig. It's pretty fucked up. And then she whips out the butterfly knife. As a joke, of course. Thank you for liking me just as I am. All of me to be desired so wholly and unequivocally is electrifying. Can never go back to accepting any less. And that's another message I wanted to put out with the comic. It's just that you shouldn't settle for someone who wants you to change. If you want to change, that's fine. You should do it for you, but you shouldn't do it for other people. You know, you should be with someone who likes you as you are now. And bodies change, you know, because people age and they gain weight, they lose weight, you know, whatever. But so you can't be like totally like all about the physical, but you know, if you really love them at any size they are. I think that's my personal opinion. I've been with big guys who lost weight, you know. Here goes the shirt again. So there's more at this episode. You can see on my Patreon. Oh, this one's really good. It's sad, but it's really good. So we're gonna put it in the A tier. Might bump a few of these down a little bit. We got 2 more left. Oh my god, we got 2 more left. And it's 5:13. We're gonna make it. And then hopefully this didn't turn out terribly with all the cuts in the internet we had. Okay, so we finally get to see Milo at work. I love his outfit here. I love his work outfit. It's like it's like business casual. It's a little Western. He's got boots on. So he's singing Frank Sinatra. You make me feel so young. There's his coworker, Corey. I wanted to have like a bald guy as one of the supporting cast at the very least. I don't know, just guys some love too, you know? So he's a little bit more of like the bear type, or he's got like a belly, but he's also got like really muscular arms and pecs. So Milo was running late that morning. I wonder why he was running late. I like shots like this where you can actually see how big Milo is, because I think you can tell better whenever you see him like right next to someone else how big and tall he is. So this is a reference to Twin Peaks. It's probably really obvious. Now that's a damn fine cup of coffee. So Milo's also like a coffee snob. That's why he usually makes it at home, because Stacy doesn't do a good job at work. And they probably just don't have as good of coffee at work. So he's getting called out. Your hair isn't slicked back, your shirt's not pressed, you're here late, and you're singing. Milo's pretty like uptight and kempt, so very professional, very like if I didn't know any better, I'd think you have a girl at home. Well, actually, you have a girlfriend? You have to tell me about her right now. So we get Erin's age, finally. About average height. Car hop at the drive-in. So they're gonna have a company putt-putt night. So Milo says he usually doesn't go. He doesn't really do work, extracurricular activities. He's just very private. And he's technically their boss, and so he tries not to be, like, too buddy-buddy with them. Uh-oh, what is she thinking? I love this panel. Kicking his little feet. So you guys get a little glimpse of what the patrons got to see. Milo, you had one job, you idiot. Took me a while to do these text bubbles, figure out the font and stuff. And then I was like, how would Erin text and how would Milo text? So Milo would like write everything out, capitalize, punctuate everything correctly, and Erin would not. This is his chance. This is his chance. All of those trashy romance novels he's read are finally gonna come in use. And you can see she's wearing his shirt. Okay, episode 25. That also has extra content at the end. I don't do that with every episode. It's just like when it's appropriate, when it works. I also have to make it like there has to be like a safer work version that works, and then the NSFW version has to work. So with the extra scenes. So it's easier whenever like you can just add a sex scene at the end. But with some episodes, like if it's during the episode, I have to figure out like how to cut that in a way where people understand what, you know, happened without seeing it, and where it still flows. Because, you know, I get that like not everyone wants to read stuff with like sex in it, and that's fine, totally cool, whatever. I make sure that there's like nothing important that happens in those scenes, nothing like significant in the lore. So we're just gonna rate this a C. It's okay. It's like definitely not my favorite. Okay, the last one, the last episode. We got about 30 minutes, so this is perfect. Too, if any of this like gets cut from YouTube because of the recording issues, I'm recording it on OBS, so I can upload it. I can re-upload it later. Do they have any voice claims? Oh, you don't have to apologize for asking questions. You're the only one asking questions, so it's not taking up most of my time. I know who I would like to voice Milo, but it's someone I actually know, so I don't want to like drop a name because I don't want to pressure them into it or anything. But I was thinking maybe someday I would like give them some lines to read and then, I don't know, make like an animatic for it or something, or just have like it go panel by panel, have them read from the comic or something. I would want for Erin, because I looked through like voice actor Twitter through a lot of people's demos, but a lot of the women were just too high pitched, or like whenever they had like a deeper register it felt really forced. So I have no idea who I would want to voice her yet. I have no idea. But I know who I would want to voice him. And if the person I knew didn't want to do it or anything, I would want to probably have a plus size voice actor do it so they can relate better to the material. But other than that, I wouldn't really have any requirements for them. But he wouldn't have a super deep voice or anything like that. It'd just be kind of more average, I guess. I don't know how you describe it, but so they're at the putt-putt golf course. Had to draw all of that. Looks okay, not great, but can't spend too much time on backgrounds. Is your new girlfriend coming tonight? He would be leaned up in the bar because he would probably be afraid to sit on the stools. Probably wouldn't fit on the stools. She's always a little late, it seems. So he's got more whiskey. What do you mean new girlfriend? I've never even heard him talk about dating, let alone having an actual partner. You think a whale like that is getting laid? True, he'd probably crush whoever's desperate enough to fuck him. Nah, bro, I bet she's fat like him, maybe even fatter. Not possible, man. So they don't say anything! They don't say anything! They don't stick up for their boy! But I thought that was the most realistic reaction. Because I feel in real life people don't as much as they should. Which is a bummer, but, I think things are changing for the better, slowly. You get her moment. Her shoes are based on the Steve Madden Slinkies, which were very popular in the aughts, the early aughts. I was trying to make it a dress, but sporty, and one that was kind of reminiscent of the early aughts also. So I changed her hair a little bit because I got tired of drawing it. But also, he got a little hair change, and it was time for her to get a little hair change. It's been 3 years, so what the fuck? It's gotta be some kind of fetish thing, right? Because it's not possible to just have a preference. It's always gotta be a weird, freaky fetish thing. That's a whole other topic I could get into at some point, but I've talked about it a lot on my Instagram stories if you guys want to just go read those so that I can finish with this in the next 30 minutes. Because I could be talking about that forever. But basically, I'm not against, kinks. I'm not going to kink shame or anything, but I think that the most people, equate being attracted to fat people as a fetish, because, I don't know, a lot of what they see is fetish stuff. But I think now I'm seeing more and more, fat art and fat rep in media that's better, that's more realistic, and that isn't fetish stuff. So I think that's, once we get better representation of fat people in media, there will be less and less equating preferences for fat people with fetishes for fat people. But I'm not knocking them. I just, that's a thing people have, and that's cool, and that's fine. But I'm kind of trying to make a space for people who just have a preference for fat people, and it's not necessarily a fetish, because I don't think it has to be. So there is such a thing, obviously, but I don't think automatically liking fat people equals fetish. I love this panel. Might be that. That's another top 10 panels. I don't have 10 of those picked. Also, by the way, I think I only have like 3 picked out so far. What am I doing wrong, bro? Shh. I see that comment like endlessly in TikToks I see of thin women with fat men. So what am I doing wrong, bro? What am I doing wrong, bro? You gotta have money. He's gotta be rich. He's gotta have money. Like, it's always the guys who are just so like dumbfounded by women who like fat guys. That's another thing I could talk about a lot. Oh my god! Can't believe he said that. Who is this guy? All this newfound confidence. So she's like, let's just go. Let's just go home and bang. So this establishes that it's been a week since they last saw each other. Because she was on the night shift and he works 9 to 5, so he would notice if something's different about her hair. Her bangs were getting in her face, so she brushed them out of the way. It's not just because I wanted to do something different with her hair. But he's definitely the type that would notice something a little like that. He's definitely written for the female gaze. They're coming! Go, go, go! Finally, 3 years later, they're boyfriend and girlfriend. They're official. Again, I like shots like this because you can see how big Milo actually is. Milo can never speak poorly of anyone, even if it's the truth. He's too nice for his own good. She recognizes her from the store. Dun dun dun! There we go. There we left off. We're gonna leave it there for the next 3 months. Y'all aren't gonna know what happens next. Sorry. I wonder what could happen. So there wasn't any NSFW content for this episode. I don't want to like shove it in there whenever it's not necessary or whenever it's not natural, you know? So on the months that there isn't content like that, I just do like different things. Whether it's like showing people the script or showing them old sketches, stuff like that. So, gotta leave on that note. Oh, what a bummer, what a bummer. What am I doing wrong? Existing. Okay, where am I gonna put this episode? Is it? I think it might be S tier. I think it might be S tier. Because they're finally boyfriend and girlfriend. I feel like these are pretty fair rankings. Well, yeah, because I hate ranking any of them like super low, obviously, because they're like all of my children. God, I'm tired. It's exhausting streaming. I forgot how exhausting it was, so this is definitely not something I'm going to do again for a long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. Okay, I'm gonna move this into C tier. Oh man, first 2 episodes get all the way down to D. It's funny. I feel pretty good about this list. Let me try to rearrange it a little bit so it's like more chronological. Whoa, oops. I think all my girls who are into big guys will definitely be able to relate to a lot of stuff in this episode. That's why it's S tier. Okay. Prologue, we're not rating. 1 and 2 down here. 3 is gonna go in the S tier. 4 will go in the A tier. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just gonna go down a little lower. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, so 18, their first kiss is B, but that's okay, I don't really feel too bad about that one. Um, 19, yeah, goes after 17, 20, this 20 needs to go here instead, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and we're obviously not going to rank the hiatus announcement, but I will click over to that. I'm assuming everyone watching right now is watching because they already follow me other places, and because they already read the comics, they probably already know, but the comic is going on hiatus until 2025, which is really only like 3 months, October, November, December, because I'm going to try to convert it into traditional format so I can print it. I'm probably just going to use like Amazon KDP to print it myself, to self-publish it, because I really just don't have a big enough following to get a publisher yet, and I don't really know if I want one. Like, it would be nice, but nowadays you have to like do all of your own marketing and stuff anyways, so I don't know if there's a point to having one. I don't know if anyone would pick me up because weight loss, it seems like the only stuff, like the only media about fat people has to have them like losing weight or trying to be the good fatty or whatever. I think that I don't know who coined that term, but it wasn't me. But this is not that, and so I don't know if anyone would be willing to pick it up. I'm not like totally opposed to it, but I'm kind of just gonna do it myself unless something happens, unless I get like a really good offer or something. I don't know. And then I'll probably have to make an edition with the NSFW stuff in it, and that I'll probably have to, like, I don't know, buy copies of the book myself and ship them out or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if I can publish that on KDP, so that's why I'm taking the hiatus. And what else do I need to cover? If I can't finish getting it all ready for print, I don't know if I'm going to split it into 2 volumes or not yet. It really just kind of depends. But it will probably be, it'll be like all the episodes so far, but I might have to split it into like episodes 1 through 13, and then episodes 14 through 26, something like that. If I don't get it done in time, I'm not sure if I'll extend the hiatus or if I will just use the hiatus to like a buffer instead, make like episodes 27, 28, try to have those done. It's just hard to gauge how long this is going to take me because the older episodes have a lot more work I have to do to fix them, so they're taking a lot longer, but the newer episodes I'm only going to have to just like basically rearrange to fit in a traditional print book. So, and then I think from then on out I will format all the pages traditionally from the beginning, and then I'll upload them to Webtoon and Tapas just as like pages stacked on top of each other. That's how I've seen a lot of other comics do it. So that's another problem with trying to get like picked up by a publisher for this, is because I want to redo so much of the art, and they would probably only want to just take the pre-existing stuff and then reformat it. But I really just kind of want to go rework a lot of the older stuff, so that's another reason why I'm going to try to just do it by myself and self-publish for now. But I'll get my own ISBN and stuff so that it can be ordered outside of Amazon KDP. And then I'm going to do an ebook too, so in case someone like just wants to have the book on their phone without having to use the Webtoon app or the Tapas app, they could just buy the ebook and just have it there, like on their... I don't know how it would look on a Kindle. I don't know how it would look in black and white. So, I don't know if... Do they make Kindles that do color? I'm not sure. I just have like the old original one that's black and white. Grayscale. Whatever. Grayscale. So that's kind of my plan. But I'm going to keep posting on social media. Viewership got dropped again. So... I was just saying that besides posting Whip Wednesday stuff, I'm also probably still going to be doing art memes and redraws and trends, because those are what actually get me followers. Not the actual comic itself, not the updates, it's just memes and trending stuff that gets me followers. So I think it's just the updates just keep people around, you know. And then I'll be going freelance starting in 2025, and that's part of the reason why I'm taking a hiatus, is because I need to basically get stuff I can sell and make a living off of, because I can't live off of the money I make on Patreon, even though my Patreon does really well for the amount of followers I have. Like, my ratio of like patrons to followers is really good. I think it's actually really high. The people, they want spicy content. They want the spicy content. So, and it's stuff that I was just drawing anyway, so I was like, why don't I just post it for people and make some money off of it? So that's still going to be up. Both patron tiers are still going to be up. I was thinking about doing live streams for patrons, private ones for like $3 and up tiers, but it's a lot of work to live stream. Like, I'm losing my voice. It takes a lot of like prep work, and it takes a lot of my energy and stuff to be doing this, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do it every week. I think it's just too much. I really just want to focus on the comic, you know. I don't really want to be like a content creator, a video creator. I want to just, if I could, I would just make money, like my whole living from just the comics. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that, and making the print version is some of the way I can do that. The profits from KDP are not that great, but I don't know, generally they aren't great from books. So, but I need more avenues of generating income, just so if I could do this full time, I can get it out to you guys quicker, consistently, because there have been a lot of months where I've had to not post. If like anything unexpected goes on in my life, in my personal life, like I just moved, so yeah, anything that comes up pushes me back, because I didn't start with a buffer. But then I was kind of like, I don't know the point of a buffer, because I'm going to be spending the same amount of time working on the comic anyways. So, like, if anything happens in my personal life, then the buffer's gone. So, I don't know if it really helps that much. But I think that just about covers everything. Thank you guys for showing up or for viewing this later. I could talk about art and I could talk about my comic all day long, even if it's just to myself, but I'll have this up on YouTube for people to watch later. I've been doing this for 3 years, but I've never like posted many videos of myself, and I've never really given y'all a chance to like interact with me in real time, and like talk to me face to face. So that's why I wanted to do this. That's why I wanted to do this stream. I think I wanted to try to do this stream last year for the 2-year anniversary, but I didn't for whatever reason. I was probably moving at the same time, because we only stayed in our last place for a year. So I'm glad I finally did it. I'm glad I finally got the chance to do it. I finally have like my own office space now, so I can shoot videos in here if I want to. But that's probably also going to be a rare thing. But, I love this comic. It's like my life's work, It was inspired by a dream that I had. And I knew, like, after the first drawing I made of them, that this was it. This was going to be, like, my thing. I've always been interested in art, but it was really, like, anime and manga that made me want to pursue it as a career. I was really into, like, Fullmetal Alchemist and Inuyasha, stuff like that, is what I grew up with, because I'm in my early 30s. So, that's what I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do comics or manga, or like, I never really wanted to work for anyone else. I never wanted to like be a part of an animation studio. I didn't ever want to be an animator. And then I kind of just got peer pressured into going to college for art, which I don't regret, but there I have a degree in drawing and painting, just traditional stuff. Tried to pursue like the fine art career path for a while, just doing paintings, which I liked and I was good at, but and I probably could have, I don't know if I could have gone like super famous with it, but I probably would have done okay. But it was really grueling for me because it wasn't like what I love to do. Like doing art is hard. It's grueling work. Like it's really difficult, and it is really hard on your body in different ways than other physical labor. But was like a chore for me just because my heart wasn't in it like it is with comics. So comics is like, I don't know which is more difficult or grueling, comics or painting, but if I didn't love this comic, I would have quit a long time ago, is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, I do it for the love of the game. I do it for myself. I make the comic for myself, first and foremost. And then, you know, if other people like it, cool. If not, that's fine. You know, I'm content and happy because I did it. Because I unquote, none of this is like explicitly ripped from real life, but it's just, you know, kind of like what it's been like as someone who likes to date fat guys, what it's like, just the whole experience. It's so funny because, like, I'm not into romance, I'm not into like rom-coms, so I never would have thought I would be making one, but here I am. So, you know, I do it for myself, and I think that's why a lot of people for me anyways, like it so much. I was never expecting like a huge following or anything, but because I'm not making something really broad and generic, you know, I feel like there's like I'm in like audience, a very specific niche, but my goal was always to like make it for myself first and foremost, but then try to like get like a healthy community. Like, I don't care about the numbers, I care just about being authentic, okay, I think I cut out again. I was just saying I don't care about the numbers, I just like want authentic community. It doesn't matter how many like followers I have or subscribers or whatever. You know, my focus is just being myself, making something that I like, because I know other people will find it and like it too, and they have. So I'm gonna keep on doing it for as long as I can. You know, I would like to make a living doing this freelancing, so we'll see how that goes. That's my ultimate goal. I'll probably be opening up commissions at the beginning of the year, and patrons will get first dibs on the commission slots, because I'm just gonna have a few. And I would prefer to like just do like plus size commissions, people with plus size OCs, or people who are plus size who want like self-portraits. So I'd rather just do that like specifically, because that's what I'm good at. You know, I'm starting to see a lot more artists who focus on like plus size women, and they're really good at that. So I'm trying to like kind of carve out my space, focusing on like plus size guys, but I still like drawing fat women too. I'm just not like the best at it. There's a lot of other artists who are way better at that than I am. But I'll probably be opening up commissions, and I would prefer to do characters like that at the beginning of the year. And then I will produce merch to sell. I'll probably do my own merch shop. I used to have one in the past, so I know how to do it. I'll just have like typical stuff like acrylic keychains and standees, t-shirts. I really want to do plushies. I don't know about that. We'll have to see. Prints, stickers. I used to have a Redbubble, but I ordered some of my own work from there, and it did not look good. It looked really bad. And so I might eventually make a video about that, or like a short TikTok or something. But I haven't gone into detail or shown people like the merch I ordered and how bad it looked. So I will probably make a video about that eventually. So I want to make my own merch, or like definitely order stickers from someone else besides Redbubble, because I had like the same sticker made by Redbubble and Sticker App, and Sticker App was way better because the people at Redbubble were like, your file wasn't like the right size or whatever, and I'm like, it was, yeah, it was. And so I had the same sticker ordered through Sticker App, and it was way better. So it's just a Redbubble thing, but that's to be expected of Redbubble. I think their quality depends on where you're located and which like facility is printing out your stuff. But anyways, that's my plan for next year. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream, this video, if you watch it later. I did drop, some extra behind the scenes stuff. I dropped a little bit of lore here and there I hadn't talked about before. It was really fun going back and looking at all of the old episodes, even though the art is not great in the first two. It's about 6, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. I hope you have a good weekend. Follow me on all the socials for more updates. I'm most active on Instagram, so follow me on there. It's easiest for me to post on there. And I post a lot of stuff to my stories, and I've got story highlights with like tea, like me venting about stuff. I go into more stuff like fat lib stuff and talking about like fetishes and stuff. And I just vent about like shitty stuff like the whale and things like that. So follow me on Instagram for more content. I don't know how much more I'll do on YouTube. I was kind of just dipping my little toesies in the water for this, so thank you guys, and I'll see you later.